All right, welcome back. This is M-Dog, and today's the day. Yama River has come out. I'm sure everyone is excited, at least to a certain degree. There are patch notes. I'm not going to go over the patch notes right now. Some of it, I just don't have all the information. There's been adjustments, it looks like, to certain prices, repair costs, other stuff, and I just don't have the particulars. Patch notes are pretty general and some of that, so I'm going to wait till I have a little bit better understanding, and then maybe we can talk a little bit about patch notes. I am here at Winding, standing on one of the new jetties, which is fun. You know, I checked I just was curious, like, okay, is there any chance we're going to get a new fish on Winding? And at least with a quick look through, it doesn't look like there's any new species. I mean, looking at the map, it really just looks like some minor adjustments to Winding. Kind of snuck in the redo of Winding into the new Yama update. So I think if they do end up coming up with fly fishing, that probably breathes some new life into Winding, and it maybe makes a little bit of sense why making it a little wider is going to be good. But even just in general, it's probably going to be pretty fun to check out Winding, see how spots have changed a little bit. There is maybe a little bit more debris and stuff in the water at different spots, so it'll be interesting to see, like, programming wise, does it seem like the fish are behaving differently here as well. But we'll look at Winding more closely another day when we're doing a video series on leveling or whatever. So today, I suppose it's all about Yama. And I did remember this wrong from the preview streams, or at least it's different now. I think it was probably different then too. I just didn't retain the exact info. But float tackle is 2.5 stars. So that's a little higher than I remembered. I thought it was like 1.5. But bottom is only 1 star. Spinning 5 stars. Let's go see if we can just maybe catch a fish or two. I don't know. Looking around at some of the early whatever feedback or whatever, it looks like people are, thankfully there is a spot that it looks like it's working okay, that's not far from camp, and that people are, interestingly enough, looks like Satori spoons have taken the early lead, at least on the little bit of stuff that I've seen. Again, I just don't think there's anything new in the tackle store. Again, I could be wrong. I haven't, nothing was mentioned on the patch notes about tackle store, about anything new. And again, if there's been changes to prices, I just haven't been able to see that yet. I think all the tents are the normal tents here. Here's a cafe snapshot of the Yama cafe. Cassette player. That's your storage tent. Is this nothing? Really? Is this where they're going to keep all the fly fishing stuff? Fish market. Grocery store. Does anybody know prices off the top of their head? Looks like coffee's already out of stock. Maybe it never was in stock. This is going to be kind of like Belaya, pretty limited stock stuff. I mean, this is supposed to be out in the middle of nowhere, so that would kind of make sense, right? I guess I didn't really look at what are things that would be out of stock. Probably the Satori spoons already. If anything, where are the Satoris? Yep. Some of the popular ones are already out of stock. So I'm thinking it's going to be pretty limited stock. That doesn't seem like that seems like a pretty reasonable price for those. I'm wondering, is this store maybe baseline on prices? Stock. Yeah, they're not going to have a lot of stuff in stock here, I bet. Anyway, we'll get more information on all that, obviously, and oh crap, I got to get a map and figure it out. But I don't know. The store did not look overly expensive just on first glance. Whoa, that's an expensive map. We haven't ever paid anywhere near that for a map, have we? Or am I just not remembering it? So up here, kind of, I don't know, but actually it might be farther right. I think it's actually to the right a little bit, probably on the edge of that 3.5 meter hole. Let's see if I can, not that it has to be exact. You know, I think people are probably just doing a lot of experimenting. The Satoris have emerged as, again, something that a lot of folks are using. Yeah, this is probably an interesting little spot here. So yeah, let's see if we can catch a couple fish. I will try the Satoris first just to see. And then besides that, I think we set up one rod with bait fish, and then maybe one rod with just something random, just see if we're getting any bites. But let's go ahead and set up bait fish. I do have some bait fish that I caught yesterday that should work here. And I don't want to burn through them too quickly because I am planning on streaming later today. But yeah, we can go ahead and, well, we're in a river, so we probably ought to do that. We don't need 36 line. I don't even know that we need braid. I really don't know what we're going to be getting into. Let's see. Let me see what kind of leader we're going to put on here. We want to do 27. Does that mean that we won't get any bites having that big of a leader? Lake minnows probably won't work here, but the loach should. So they should be all pretty similar. I made them all at about the same time. And of course I have no idea on clip. We'll just go like, I don't know, 30. And just see if we catch anything out here. Got to start somewhere, right? Welcome to Yama. And then, you know, one of the things that I've been most curious about is whether or not things like, let's see, 12.8, whether or not things like the roe and other types of baits like that might work. Let's start with a 12 hook and work our way back. So I'm going to try the freshwater gammarus, see if we get a bite, and then we'll try roe. Okay, we'll try roe first. You talked me into it. I just want to see, like, I would love to believe that we're going to figure out some stuff on bottom fishing that actually is decent besides just bait fish. Now, we may not figure that out today, but I'd love to believe that eventually we will. Okay, so we're going to put the Satoris on. We're going to sort of look at these two Satoris to start off with, I think. We may try some Ciborillo as well. But yeah, we just want to see if we can find us a fish, right? And we'll take a look at weeklies and stuff in a minute just to see on the board like what's leading. We might discover some interesting things to try that way. But where did that go? Wait, is that a fish already? Holy cow. That was quick. First fish at Yama. And man, that cast went forever. Forget Ciborillo. We don't need that Ciborillo. No, the thing for Ciborillo is you can get the smaller lures really far. This heavy old spoon will cast forever, so. Well, I can't wait to see what our first fish of the new water body is. It's kind of exciting, I guess. He's got a little fight to him. I'm interested to see what's going to be working with float. And again, we could probably look on some telestick records and see, you know, kind of what people are doing. But if nothing else, this first day on a new water body is pretty fun to be able to experiment. A lot of stuff you try probably won't work, but sometimes you hit something that does work, and all the information you can get kind of helps as you put plans together. The current's really taking it. guess it just depends on what species this is. It feels like a pretty nice fish, right? It is taking quite a while to get in. All right, what does that look like? That looks like a monster. Are those teeth? What did we catch here? First fish, 24,000 XP, 7.3 Chinook. Dang. 7.3 Chinook. Like, I'm just curious. How are the Chinooks looking? Oh, is that this? Oh, they're big. Oh, we may not have... We may need a little bigger boat here. And by boat, I mean leader. My goodness. So that's actually... It's a marker, but it's not necessarily that big of a Chinook. It appears. All right, first fish on row isn't... Seriously? Seriously? I didn't even know that Asian smelt were on this map. Yama River, Asian smelt. But Asian smelt, you can't turn into bait fish, right? Okay, so we did that on a 12. Let's go up to an 8. You know, I think we keep pushing it up till we're not catching something like Asian smelt on it. Is maybe the idea. Same with the Gammarus. We'll start a little smaller, but getting a lot of nibbles on this ride, but I guess it's not a fish bite yet. So we're going to just take a minute. I'm just curious. What is an 7.3 kilo Chinook worth? Yeah, you can just tell. You're going to have to really embrace the spin fishing here. Which we knew, but... That's 55 silver. That's a nice pile of cash. That's not bad for first fish, right? That's not bad at all. I do think we're going to need stronger. I mean, with as big as those Chinooks get, we probably want to go 28. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, is this even the best reel for me to use? We could still get spooled so easily. I'll have to look at my other setups, my other rigs, but let's just cast this back out. I mean, we did pretty well on that first one, so. Okay. With this current, I'm not thinking we're going to get jig step at all. I'm just thinking we're not. I think it's just going to be about reeling 2 or 3 rotations and some pauses. That's my guess. But pretty cool that you can just kind of step out. I mean, you know, this is such a different experience than how I felt the first time I went to Balaya in terms of just like, okay, there's fish in the water everywhere I go. Not everywhere I go. I don't know that yet, but I'm just saying we just kind of walk to a hole here, throw a Satori spoon in, and we're getting some fish. So that's pretty nice. All right, different species. This fish kind of looks like washed out to me, at least this variety of it. The Chum Salmon, 3,000 XP. Yeah, we're just going to get some... A lot of just drifting with the current on pauses in between reeling. Well, we made it look so easy the first 2 fish, right? Oh, we have something on the bait fish, don't we? Got a little speed up there with the current. It's a long way to reel it in. And so far, both fish that we've actually caught here did hook in pretty early in the cast, right? Closer we get to shore over here, I'm not sure. It might be less likely that we're going to hook into something. Could be one of those things, if that ends up being a pattern where you know, stop and go or whatever for the first half of reeling in. If you don't get something on, it might be worth just bringing it back in. I'm assuming that we have a bite on here, a fish on. So let me get a sip of water and we'll see what it is. First fish on bait fish. This is with large one hook. Same thing as with the other baits. If the fish end up being really small that we're catching on it, we could switch to a little bit larger bait fish hook. There's a Coho Salmon, not bad, 3,000 XP. I'm okay with that. So let's just put that back in. All right, just for fun, let's try another Satori out. And then maybe we'll even check the weeklies and mess around with some Ciborillo or Ultralight or something like that. Very small fish, I believe. What is that? Okay, let's look real quick. All right, weekly. Well, let's just look at Yama River because it's not been out very long. Chinook Salmon, 69 kilos. Can you imagine? And of course, that's on the Hunter 1002. Why not? You see, there's a lot of Satoris going on. I don't know how that got started, but it's a thing right now. Ooh, I like seeing it. Little spiker show up there. All right, so Chinook, we've got Satoris. We also have this popper, which we could try on the Ciborillo. Chum salmon. I like seeing a Vico up there. Just try your spoons. It looks like right now spoons and maybe a couple spinner baits. Little Hornet spinner bait. Same lures. Same lures. There's another popper. You know, some people are trying Hunters, but good grief. Anything big caught? 115, not bad. I'm guessing it gets a lot bigger than that. Good to see that that was caught on chafers. So we have some options here in terms of the big baits. I'm not a huge fan of going for fish that big, but we're so limited on bottom fishing. I may have to just do that some. We'll see. The Kamchatkan rainbow trout. Look at the Moscow number 2. There's somebody who's willing to try out some variety. It's like seeing that handmade spinnerbait on there. Yeah, we want to try to catch some of the char. That would be fun. Same things. Spiker 10 though. Long nose sucker. Okay, so here's something. Night crawlers. Worth putting in night crawlers. Possibly mayfly larva as well. You knew with char in the water that mayfly larva was going to be worth trying. But I like seeing that night crawlers. Might, you know, at a new water body, night crawlers works for so many things. Put in night crawlers on a rod. I think that's probably a reasonable. Just trying to see on lure wise, do we see anything new? So looks like caddisfly. If you want to go ahead and try to find a stickleback, Volkov lure, type 2 3G005, round white fish. So there's more of an ultralight fish. Linnick, look at those Satoris. Yeah, we caught quite a few of those at Tunguska last night. There's the Xander spoon for the sockeye. And then the second char, somebody caught it on a mouse. They must have been shocked when that happened. Okay, cool. So does that help? I guess. I kind of want to at least throw out the... Where's my... I guess it's this one. Oh, I've got to find a reel for it, though, real quick. Is this what I was thinking of? 17, 8... No. Hold on. Yeah, let's try this one. Current's going to make life a little interesting here. Oh, it's because we have a fish on? Okay. What's that? Pink salmon. Alright, once again, we're getting pretty quick bites. Theoretically, see some of the smaller species here on the smaller lures, but you never know. Oh wow, we did catch something close to shore. It's small, it's tiny. It's a little smelt. All right, let's try like a little spiker. Yeah, we still don't have a fish. Okay, so ever since we switched to the larger hook on the roe, nothing. I guess we'll have to do some more testing with roe, but I was really hoping something would pop up for roe at this new map, and it certainly still could. I'm just, you know, not getting very much activity yet, so we're going to try the other bait before we maybe put some night crawlers out there. But yeah, when I stream later today, I really am thinking about maybe we'll put you know, put some chafers out there or something like that. Oh yeah, we need to back this down a lot. Oh good, we got another fish on bait fish. And we probably ought to just try straight ultralight. I don't know what the best way to approach with these. I don't know what it's going to be. We can try this one. Saw that on the list, which was interesting. All right, I think we have our second fish on bait fish, right? Slow and steady. Looks like an Arctic to me. Yeah. So obviously just in this little hole that we're fishing out of, there are a lot of different species here, it appears. Okay, we might actually have... Nope. Do we already have another? No, okay. That was just a little bug. Alright, let's see if we can catch a fish. Fish on the little spinnerbait. Okay, we did get something. It's another smelt. Have we found the smelt? Ugh, the smelt. This is where you just start trying things, right? Now, theoretically, you know, and I realized this the other day, I don't think I clarified this. Using Cibarillo, I can use Cibarillo because I'm at 100% spin fishing, right? We are in an Asian smelt farm. So we're at 100% spin fishing, so we can use Cibarillo. I don't have points yet, but it might be worth doing that. I don't know. We'll see how much Cibarillo ends up mattering here versus just regular spin fishing or bait casting. But we're not 100% in float fishing. And since we're using a match rod, a float rod, to do the Cibarillo, we actually have the chance to level up float fishing while fishing with a lure on Cibarillo, which is kind of nice. So if we can come up with some setups that work pretty well with Cibarillo, then what a fun way to level up float fishing if you're not in the mood to actually stare at a float. Which I do want to stare at a float a little bit here. I want to see what that's like, but you know, probably want to start out primarily with spin fishing to get a feel for the place. All right, so first fish on Gammarus. Again, looks to be something small, kind of like what we saw on Roe, Asian smelt, 115 gram. So let's go from 12 to 8, just like we did before, and see if we get any bites. All right, so we'll cast couple more times, see if we can catch another fish or whatever, but I do think that I will wrap this video up pretty soon. I just wanted to, you know, my first steps at Yama, I figured we might as well enjoy those first steps together. And, but then I'll do some more testing and talking to folks, and we'll go from there. I will definitely try to get some more videos out as more information comes out, as I figure things out. But, I mean, we're going to be streaming this afternoon, so if you would like to join me for that, I'm still hoping to get that stream started around 5:30 or 6 o'clock Eastern time. So hopefully that will work out. So coming off a pause, I guess with that current, we are getting the speed up, which is interesting. Ooh. Just when I was about to give up on this cast. Another coho. This one 12,000 XP. We've had some interesting fish. A little slow going so far overall, but definitely had some interesting fish here. Yeah, quick bite. Sometimes just out there in those deeper waters, I guess, seems like these satoris are picking up fish pretty quick. Pink salmon, 12,000 XP. A fish we've seen before, but nice XP, and we know they're decent silver as well. Getting a little nibble. Oh, actually, let's try something else. Let's try, I guess let's try the hunter. For a starting point on these lures that I'm using, at least ones that I've taken the time to change out the hooks, I'm pretty much using 1/0 hooks, just for what that's worth. I don't know if that's ideal necessarily, it's just what I've been doing so far. It's amazing how quickly the community pounced on those Satori spoons. And you know, that's just a word of mouth, people seeing it showing up on the records. Like, I mean, it may be that Satori spoons do end up being, I mean, they've always been great lures, right? But I'm just saying it's so early in this map's existence, that is not necessarily indicative of like, oh, they're so much better than everything else. It's more of a, that's what folks are using kind of thing. Early on. I like this. We've kept that stop and go going for a while. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's see if we actually have a fish on either of our two rigs over here. Nope. Oh, we do. All right, so a little bit larger hook. Maybe this isn't another Asian smelt. We shall soon find out. That is not an Asian smelt. So we caught a Coho Salmon on feeder using the new Gammarus whatever bait. That's pretty cool. That was with an 8, so maybe next you try a 6. Just kind of find the sweet spot where you're still getting like reasonable amount of bite rate, but hopefully getting a little bit larger variety of fish. I don't know. Either way, let's go ahead and wrap this first video up. We've made it about half an hour. I really just wanted to like get our first experience here at Yama documented, and I don't know, we may get another video done before the stream, but if not, if you want to join me on Twitch at MDog Gaming, we will I'm sure do some Yama fishing at that time and see how it goes. Not bad for our first few moments at Yama. 165 silver. Let's make sure there's nothing weird over here. Oh goodness. Yeah, we'll hold on to our Asian smelts. I won't sell anything yet, but again, not too bad. Okay, as always, thanks for joining me. Hope you all are enjoying Yama as well. And again, look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks a lot.